Welcome back. Geometry here is Unit 6. Unit 6 is coordinate geometry, and it wants me to classify the following figures. And A is a triangle with coordinates 3, 0. There's A. B is 7, 0. And C is 8, 4. I'm going to find the lengths of these sides. I'm sorry, let me label these here. This is A, B, and C. So the distance from A to B, I can just count 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4 units long. To find the distance from A to C, I'm going to kind of make a little triangle up here. So it goes up 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So 4 squared is 16. 5 squared is 25. When I add them together, that's 41. So let me move this out of the way now. This is 41, the square root of 41. And from B to C, I have 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 squared is 16. 1 squared is 1. I add them together, that is 17. So this distance here is the square root of 17. So when I look at these three distances, radical 41, radical 17, and 4, they are all different. So this triangle is scalene. That is a scalene triangle. For B, it has a quadrilateral. So R is at 3, 2. S is at 6, 2. T is at 0, negative 2. And U is at negative 3, negative 2. So I can look at this, and it looks like it's probably I know it's not a square or a rectangle because I don't have 90-degree angles, so my only hope here is a parallelogram. So I'm going to measure UT, so 1, 2, its distance is 3. RS distance is 3. The slope of RS, this slope is 0 over 3, which is 0. The slope of UT is 0 over 3, so it is 0. So I have one pair of opposite sides are both parallel because they have the same slope and congruent because they have the same length. This is a parallelogram. There are several ways to prove that that is a parallelogram. You could have found all the slopes and shown that opposite sides are parallel. You could have found all the distances and shown that opposite sides are congruent. Or you could have picked one pair of sides and showed that they are both parallel and congruent. I just chose the one that I thought would be the easiest. All right, for C, it's another quadrilateral. So negative 1, 4, 2, 6, 5, 4, and 2, 2. So here's A, B, C, and D. So I'll find, I don't know, distances maybe. So this distance here goes up 2 over 3. So 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9. So this distance is radical 13. From B to C, it looks like I'm going over 1, 2, 3. And down 2. So again, 3 squared is 9, and 2 squared is 4. 9 plus 4 is still 13. So this is radical 13. From C to D, it goes down 2, and it goes left 3. 3 squared is 9. 2 squared is 4. That's again radical 13. And you've guessed it, from A to D, it drops 2, it runs 3. 2 squared plus 3 squared is still radical 13. So all four sides are the same length. And as I look at the slopes of these, this slope is rise 2, run 3. The slope from B to C is it goes down 1, 2. And it runs 3. And those two are not opposite reciprocals. They are not opposite reciprocals. So this is a rhombus because all the sides are the same, but it is not a square because I do not have a 90-degree angle. I don't have opposite reciprocals. And D, 0, 0, 4, 3, 7, negative 1, 3, negative 4. And let me label those A, B, C, and D. From A to B, the slope, rise 1, 2, 3, run 1, 2, 3, 4. Slope is 3 over 4. So the distance is 3 squared plus 4 squared. That is 9 plus 16 is 25. Square root of 25 is 5. From B to C, a slope, rise, goes down 1, 2, 3, 4. It runs 1, 2, runs 3. Negative 4 squared is 16 plus 9 is 25. Square root of 25 is 5. You will see that those are opposite reciprocals. So now I know that that is a 90-degree angle. From C to D, it drops. 1, 2, 3. It runs backwards, running left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 3 over negative 4 is 3 over 4. The squared is 9, 4 squared is 16. That adds up to 25, and the square root of 25 is 5. And you'll notice that negative 4 over 3 and 3 over 4, that's another 90-degree angle. So you've guessed it. The last side has a slope from A to D. It goes down 4. It runs 3. You have, again, another side that is 5. All the sides are the same, and I have right angles. This is a square. That is a square. Question number 2 says if the endpoints of a line are at negative 6, 1, so negative 6, 1, and 7, negative 3, wants me to find a couple of things. First of all, the midpoint. Midpoint is found by adding my x's together. Negative 6 plus 7 is 1 over 2. The y's, add them together and divide by 2. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Divided by 2 is negative 1. So the midpoint is at 1/2 and negative 1. The length, I'm actually going to go down, I'm going to do C next. You'll find the slope of this thing. So it drops 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes down 4. And it runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the slope is negative 4 over 13. And then the distance is going to be 4 squared, which is 16, plus 13 squared, which is 169. So the length is going to be the square root of 185. Square root of 185. Again, don't think that you have to be doing all this in your head, kind of like I am here. If you need to write all of this stuff down, I'm sure at this point you have your own method of this. Go ahead and make yourself a table and just do the work out by hand to make sure that you're getting that right answer. Question number 3 says, write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. That's y equals mx plus b. That goes through the point 2, negative 4. Move that 4 up here. And the 0.60. So the first thing I have to do, I'm looking for y equals mx plus b. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the slope. So the slope is y2 minus y1. So negative 4 minus 0 over x2 minus x1, 2 minus 6. So negative 4 minus 0 is negative 4. 2 minus 6 is negative 4. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 is 1. So the slope is 1. Okay, well that helps me. This is going to be y equals 1x. And now I have to find the y-intercept. So in order to find the y-intercept, I'm going to pick one of the points. I'm going to pick 0.60. I'm going to plug that into my y equals mx plus b form. So the y value here is 0 equals, the slope is 1 times 6 plus b. So 0 equals 6 plus b. Subtract 6, negative 6 is equal to b. So my equation is y equals mx plus b. Finally, all that work. Y equals 1x, and if you don't want to put the 1 there, I don't care. But the b value is negative 6, so y equals 1x minus 6. And question number 4 says, write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that is perpendicular. Perpendicular means opposite reciprocal. So my slope here has to be the opposite reciprocal to positive 2 over 1, which is negative 1 over 2. All right, so my y equals mx plus b. Let's use my point to find b. The y value is negative 3 equals negative 1 over 2 times the x value of 10 plus b. So negative 3 equals negative 1/2 times 10 is negative 5 plus b. Add 5 to both sides. Negative 3 plus 5 is 2 is equal to b. So my equation, y equals m, negative 1 over 2, x plus b. That is 2, and that one to be 2 as well. So the equation of that line is y equals negative 1 over 2x plus 2. And that is the end of Unit 6.